Hey everyone, I'm Chef Shirelle. I come to you from Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome to Healthy Clean Cuisine. Today we're going to prepare 3 simple dishes, starting with a winter citrus salad, teaming it up with a curry chicken taco, and rounding it out with a plant-based avocado mousse. So sit tight and let's get started. So we're just starting off with some basic citrus fruits. I am in love with a blood orange, so I'm definitely using a blood orange. I'm seeing blood oranges peak from like October to maybe February. So you could find them in your local grocer. Of course, Whole Foods might have them as well. Blood orange is, I like the striking color. It is very invigorating to see it laying against some nicely spruced up mixed greens. And then our old favorite, grapefruit. Grapefruit, tons of antioxidants, another favorite of the citrus fruit. And then we have some mandarins. Mandarins, cute. Sometimes they're called cuties. But mandarins, very easy. You can find them. You can find a non-GMO blend, which I do prefer. So again, these 3 citrus. Now, are you cemented to keeping this citrus this way? Not at all. If you like a cara, if you like a navel orange, feel free. If you can find a tangelo or tangerine, go ahead and knock yourself out. So we're just going to start with a basic peel on our mandarins. So as we peel the mandarins, I'm just going to cut them in some thin slices. Now, mandarins are one of the oranges that you can enjoy the pith, the white part of the orange, loads of antioxidants, good for our skin. The pith also contains a small amount of collagen, if you didn't know that. So again, I'm just getting a nice cut. I'm gonna kind of display them right on our plate in no particular order. You know, those mandarins kind of got them, they're so small that once you peel them, it's kind of hard to keep them together. So you want to go for the firmer mandarins in the bag. Those are the ones that's going to be able to keep their shape well. So again, we got 3 mandarins, nice slices. Okay. Now, for our blood orange, we're not necessarily going to keep the pith on there. So for our blood oranges, we are just going to go peel. All right, sharp knife. We're going to go right against the pith. 3 parts of a citrus. We got the zest on the outside of the peeling. We have the pith, it's the white part inside, and of course the juicy flesh. So nice thin strokes. I'm holding my knife, as you can see, right against that pith. Just coming nice and easy, nice and easy. Just take your time. You could trim it up. Okay. So I'm gonna put these peelings to the side. And again, we're just gonna get some really nice slices on our blood orange. Look at that striking color. It's gorgeous. Now, for our grapefruit, of course, we're gonna go peel. All of the oranges have been pre-washed. Now, the pith of the grapefruit, we all know is very bitter and it's thick. Sometimes the pith can overpower the flesh in the grapefruit. Whatever grapefruit variety you enjoy, please use. To complement the sweetness of the blood oranges and the mandarins, I chose a red pink grapefruit today. So after I trim it, get all that white part off. Now, I will demonstrate how to section a citrus fruit. Shout out to my sauces and stocks professor, Cindy Groen, who showed me how to do this many moons ago in Johnson & Wales. So you see how the pith is going in between each of the segments. So we just gonna go in between the pith to pop out the segments. So pith, fold it over, and section. And we just gonna kind of just lay them right on the table or plate. So again, the pith, we slice, we fold it over. I'm gonna hold that down with my thumb, and then I'm going right in between for another segment. And I'm just gonna repeat this. So all I have left is a grapefruit carcass, for the lack of a better word. Okay, we got about 3 more segments. Now, you can also just go to the store and buy a jar of segmented grapefruits. Done. No muss, no fuss. But if you want to get your hands dirty and learn a new trick, just practice on segmenting your oranges. All right, so I'm gonna tidy up the juice here. Now, I would recommend doing that segment trick maybe over a glass, and that way you can kind of use the juice later. All right, now we're gonna kind of build our salad. So of course, I enjoy pomegranate. Pomegranate is a juice that is sweet and tangy. Again, going back to the antioxidants, going back to the vitamin C, going back to the things that we need to kind of keep our bodies and our immunity up during these winter months. So I'm just gonna start off with about a half a cup of some pomegranate juice. I'm gonna sprinkle just a smidge of some sea salt, kind of wake those flavors up. And I'm just gonna kind of just whisk in some extra virgin olive oil. So a couple of rules that I try to follow in my kitchen. I never skimp on the I never skimp on the fat or the flavor. So I'm always gonna opt for good quality olive oil. What am I looking for in a good quality olive oil? I'm actually gonna read that label. I wanna make sure that my olive oil is coming from a single source manufacturer, meaning that the olives are not picked in one region and then sent over in another region to manufacture. No, we just want someone that can kind of pick them, manufacture them right there. So I encourage you guys to read the labels. Olive oil, flavonoids. Say it with me, flavonoids. That is the chemical, the natural occurring chemical in olive oil that gives it its distinct flavor. Olive oil can also help with inflammation. It can also help with just keeping your pores nice and moisturized again in these winter months. So we just made a very basic vinaigrette. I got the pomegranate with the olive oil. I just slowly whisked it in. That full fat in that olive oil is gonna also just kind of thicken up and give a little body to our dressing. Again, very, very easy. So stay right with me. I'm gonna get a bowl and then we can go ahead and plate this up. All right, so we have our vinaigrette made. I just have some mixed greens. I'm just gonna throw a bunch of them in there. I'm not gonna be shy. I'm just gonna kind of toss them very, very light. Very light. So mixed greens, very delicate. One of the greens that you can fairly get, looking great all year round. Gives a little accent, a little character to any salad that you're preparing. Again, I'm gonna go a little bit of sea salt right on top of those mixed greens. I think of salt as the Velcro that's kind of attaching all your flavors together. And then nothing too regimented. We just gonna go all around with our various colors of our fruit. This is a nice accompaniment with a fish, chicken. It can be a main item if you're trying to cleanse. And then we're just gonna kind of play around with our grapefruit segments. Again, this is non-regimented. You can just kind of play with them any kind of way you want. And then we're just gonna take the leftovers and we're just gonna kind of drizzle it right on top. Now, if my pomegranate juice is a little bit costly now, and you can find yourself a pomegranate, just go ahead and use that. It's gonna always have a nice amount of Ariel's seeds, pomegranate seeds. I like to call them, but I never can say Ariel's quite right. But as you can see, it's a nice dish. It's bright, it's vibrant. It's giving you a little bit of color on the doldrums of today. We just gonna kind of clean that up a little bit. Great appetizer if you're having a small dinner party. So, winter citrus salad. And we'll be right back with our curry chicken tacos. Hey, thanks for coming back, sticking with me. Second dish, easy, versatile, and tacos. Who don't like tacos? Monday, Tuesday, tacos are just not for Tuesday. So everyone likes a nice taco. We're gonna do a nice spin on our taco, because again, we're keeping in with that wellness, healthy theme. And not only eating ingredients that taste good to our palates, but also it's just gonna put a little bit more wellness back into our bodies. So that's why we're gonna be playing around with some curry flavors today, heavy on the turmeric and black pepper. Again, I'm working on my inflammation, I'm working on my immunity, I'm working on my gut. So I'm teaming this curry blend up with a little bit of ginger, again, turmeric. We got some red onion, a little serrano pepper, some cilantro. We are also gonna be teaming this up with Chef Shirelle's the right spice, because everyone needs the right spice in their cooking life. So the right spice was created by me to help you guys unlock your inner chef, because everyone has some inner chef locked inside of them. And instead of going to my neighborhood Whole Foods or my neighborhood grocery store and getting 7 or 8 ingredients to make one curry seasoning. I did the work for you. All you gotta do is get a jar of this, the right spice. I'm using a non-GMO, non-irradiated spices and herbs. So again, something that's also gonna be good tasting and good for you. So all I did was take this curry blend, I call it Calypso curry, a little bit of fun, a little bit of bright, and all I did was kind of coat it with some chicken breast, and I just got a nice good sear on the chicken breast. Okay, what do I mean by sear? I just kind of laid it right in the pot, skillet, high heat. I'm searing that. Sear is kind of putting a protective shield around the natural juices that's inside of your meat. So you definitely want to start off searing your meat if you want to. If you're going to use a meat that doesn't have a lot of fat, so we're using chicken breast, pork tenderloin, maybe a skirt steak, something that does not automatically come with fat. We're going to have to kind of initiate the fat into the meat. And in order to do that, we want to sear it off. So I'm just going here. I'm getting it nice and brown on the outside. So again, 5 to 7 minutes. We're going to let that sear and we'll be right back. For hanging in there with me, guys. So again, chicken breast has been seared. What am I remembering? What do I need to know when I'm searing? Thank you for asking. That's a great question, Chef. So I am going to go with high heat, a nice fat in my skillet. I do not want to salt any meat until I have seared it. Salt, as we all know, draws out moisture. So salting my meat and then trying to get a nice crust on the front and the rear of it is going to draw out that moisture, and it's going to be enabling it to go ahead and crust up real nice. So I did not salt. All I did, again, rubbed it with the right spice, Calypso curry, seared it on both sides. And now I'm just going to kind of get us some nice slices. You can chunk yours if you like. You can cut up some nice strips. We are going to go ahead and just make some nice chunks out of our chicken breast. So you can see the actual ring of the sear. So you can kind of see how it's nice and opaque around the sides, still fleshy and raw in the center. That is what we're looking for on a nice sear, guys. So again, I'm just gonna cut that. And I'm just gonna add it right back to our skillet. This is something that you can prep ahead of time. You can kind of dry rub it with the right spice or whatever spice that you desire, curry blend. Sear it off the night before or in the morning before you go to your job, or leave it for your family sous chef if you have one. So I got some nice chunks. And now I'm gonna go ahead and again add a little bit of that Velcro. Let's add a little bit of sea salt. And we're just gonna let that cook. Now, if you don't want to saute, you can also broil. You can put it in the oven. Whatever you do, you just want to make sure that the internal temperature of your chicken and all poultry items are 165 degrees. If you don't have a thermometer, I would just suggest taking a little bit of the chicken, cutting it with a knife, and ensuring that it is done. All right. We're gonna let that saute and do what it do, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, well, thanks for coming back. We got our chicken sauteing. It's just about done. While that chicken is sauteing, I went ahead and got some white corn, non-GMO, of course, just plain tortillas, and I went ahead and kind of grill marked them. Now, how did I grill mark these without a grill? I'll tell you. So I did use one of those ridge field saute pans. You can find them at any of your local discount marketplaces that sells kitchen utensils and smallwares. You can also take these and just warm them in the microwave, or just throw them kind of in the oven, or actually just kind of put them right on side of the chicken and get them warm that way. However you choose. But you want to get them slightly warm and just kind of set them to the side. I turn our chicken on low, and then I'm going to go ahead and make our pineapple salsa. So we're going to be using pineapples, some diced cucumbers, diced red onions, minced ginger, and serrano peppers. Give it a nice little kick. Our base is going to be a full fat Greek yogurt. If I don't want the Greek yogurt, you can also opt for sour cream, a traditional sour cream. You can also opt for the almond milk version of a yogurt if you want to keep it completely dairy free. And all we're kind of going to do is just take about 2 or 3 tablespoons of the yogurt. So the yogurt for my tacos is just kind of going to go for some texture and some a stabilizer. I mean, it's going to hold the ingredients of my salsa in place. If you are going for the Greek yogurt to be the main component in your salsa, then go ahead and use more. I'm going to go ahead and just, again, use it just to keep my items, bind it together. And I'm adding about 2 to 3 tablespoons of the pineapple, the cucumbers, and the red onions in no particular order. Again, bromelain, pineapple is still going to help me with my inflammation. Teamed up with the turmeric, teamed up with the ginger. All of those working together as a team to combat our inflammation, to help our guts. Very important. If you're trying to get over the sniffles or cold, that serrano chili is going to open up your nasal passages real nice. So we just gonna kind of look to our food for the wellness that we need. And again, I'm just gonna go ahead and mince them up really, really nice. I don't really wanna bite into a big piece of serrano or ginger. I just kind of wanted to meld in with the remainder of the ingredients. So I'm gonna go ahead and just mince that up really, really well. Now, if you don't want the serrano chilies, you can go ahead and leave those out. You want to add a little bit more color, go ahead and throw some red peppers in there. Actually, I think I'm kind of missing some red peppers. And again, a little Velcro, my salt. Keeping them all together, keeping all of those flavors together. And we just gonna go ahead with a little bit of pepper. Salt and pepper is here. I combined it all. with the yogurt. Again, the yogurt, I don't want it to overpower the ingredients in my salsa. I want them to be the main stars. I want that yogurt to play the background. So I'm just gonna add, not too much, like I said, about 2 tablespoons. And for all you cilantro lovers, what is a taco without a little bit of cilantro? So again, just get a nice little chop on that cilantro. If you're one of the few people, the many people I've heard that says cilantro tastes like soap, you can just skip out on that. Doesn't really taste like soap to me though, but a lot of people I've heard say that. So I'm gonna mince that cilantro, throwing it right in. Again, I'm gonna give it a nice stir. Now we cooking. Now we got some salsa. All right, that is complete. Stay with me, and we're gonna build these babies up. All right, great. So, again, Chef Shirelle here. We're finishing up on our curry chicken tacos. Now, if I am not a fan of the tortilla chips, you can always go for a naan bread or a flat bread. If you want to eliminate the gluten totally, you can always make yourself a nice bowl. Just kind of layer the ingredients inside the bowl. I'm going to show you really fast on how we can kind of build these tacos, and it's nothing too complicated. Again, we're just going to be filling this shell with our seared chicken that has been cooked to 165 degrees. I'm gonna take a nice healthy helping of our salsa. It looks great. Put it in our taco holder here. If you don't have taco holders, just use a salsa or use your hand. Cup it up, taco holder. And then we got our finished product here, garnished with a little cilantro. Finished. Very easy. You can be from the skillet to the table in less than 30 minutes, guys. All right? So that's for a Taco Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Curry chicken tacos. So stay with me, and we're gonna round it all out with a very healthy and nutrient-dense avocado mousse. Stay right here. All right, everyone. Thanks for hanging in there with Chef Shirelle. So for our finale, who doesn't like dessert? Who doesn't like chocolate? And of course, we're going to do a spin on an old tradition of a chocolate mousse. This chocolate mousse, however, is going to give you a lot more than guilt. It's going to give you some omega-3s with our avocado, omega-3s with our coconut oil. It is always going to give you a silky, chocolatey taste and texture with our all-natural organic cacao flour. Also, we are going to use maple syrup as our sweetener. If you are not a fan of maple syrup, you can also use agave or honey. If you want to keep it again vegan, then you want to probably go with the agave sweetener. And of course, we are going to never ever skip on the flavor or the fat. So we're going to always opt for good quality vanilla, guys. You have to. It's not, a little bit with vanilla goes a long way. So the higher quality vanilla that you go, the less that you have to use to accent your dishes. So today we are going to be using a vanilla bean paste. It's going to give you a little bit more poignancy, a little bit more power from vanilla, again, without using a ton of it. If you want to go almond, feel free to use an almond extract. If you want to add a little bit of citrus notes, of course, you know, the flavor is yours. Do what you like. So we're going to start off real simple. 1 avocado. Easy, accessible. Sticking it in one side, just gently rotating it all around the avocado. It should come right out. Coming apart. Taking that seed out. The avocado that I chose is nice and ripe. Ripened. It's nice and soft and pliable. And I'm just gonna kind of take my spatula and scoop both halves of the avocado into my mini food processor. If I don't have a mini food processor, I can use my blender. If I don't have a blender, I could mash it with my hand. You got that brute strength like that. But if not, blender is fine. Food processor. So I'm just gonna add that avocado. This is so simple. 1/2 cup cacao flour, cacao powder. I have a 1/2 cup as well. I'm sorry, 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon of organic coconut oil. Again, my sweetener. 1/2 cup of pure maple syrup. Getting it all in there. I'm just gonna add 2 teaspoons. I'm just gonna eyeball that of my vanilla flavoring. All right. And then I'm just gonna blend it. I'm just gonna pulverize it. So I will not darken your eardrums with the sound of this food processor. So we'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back. So again, we have avocado, coconut oil, vanilla bean flavoring, maple syrup, and the avocado right into our food processor. And we're just gonna grind it. We are going to grind this. We're gonna take our top off. We're gonna scrape the bowl down a little bit so we can make sure that it is all incorporated. I like using the coconut oil. The coconut oil is not gonna give you a grit texture. It's gonna actually work quite well with the avocado to give you that smooth mouthfeel that you would have with any conventional chocolate mousse. So again, we're just grinding it. We're just grinding. Until it's all smooth. So nice and smooth, nice and fluffy. I'm gonna just give it another whirl. All right. We have mousse. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and refrigerate this for about 2 hours so that the coconut oil can solidify and again, give it a little bit of stabilizer. So after that, you can feel free to pipe it out in a pastry bag, put it in like a stuffed strawberry. We're just gonna kind of do a very basic chocolate mousse display that we are all probably seeing in our restaurants. So again, I'm gonna chill this for 2 hours and I'll be right back to show you the end result. All right, guys, we're about to wrap up to our time together. Thank you for hanging out with Chef Shirelle and Eat This Network. So I've taken the liberty to hollow out a couple of strawberries, just kind of scoop the middle out with a teaspoon. I'm gonna go ahead and fill some of our mousse inside. This can be a very delectable dessert if you're having a dinner party. You want to keep it plant-based for some of your guests. It's gonna be awesome. It's very rich, it's very creamy, and it's very healthy. Omega-3s, folic acid, lowering my blood sugar, a lot of different properties from the avocado and the cacao powder. And then I also opt for a traditional display. Champagne glass, sprig of mint, chocolate mousse. Who can resist it? All right. So of course, we have it, it's done. Super simple, very easy. And if you're a chocolate lover, you will enjoy this chocolate mousse with a healthy twist. All right, guys, so we are about at the end of our time together. Again, thank you for hanging out with Chef Shirelle. We're just trying to do a healthy spin on some of the favorites of life of food. So we got, again, our winter citrus salad, heavy on the citrus, heavy on the immunity, heavy on the properties that are gonna have our skin looking as radiant as a summer day. Also, we are teaming it up with our curry chicken tacos. Tacos are just not for Tuesday, guys, so go ahead and practice these at home. Make it your own. Very simple. Using, again, the curry calypso from the Right Spice brand, from Chef Shirelle. Delicious. And then completing it with our chocolate mousse. Traditional serving, or a little bit of funkier with a little bit of stuffed in strawberries. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I look forward to hanging out with you again soon. Thank you.